Hello and welcome everybody. This is a very special episode of the Big Bad Caffeinated podcast. I can't even get my words out. I am that excited. I am your host Noah, aka the Big Bad Caffeinated Dad, and I am joined by co-host Replacement Joe, aka Jordan. How you doing, brother? Welcome aboard.
Evening. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm flattered and honoured. I'm sure it has nothing to do with it was easy to recast a Joe. Um, that's okay. I'm happy to be here.
That's right. Yeah, Joe, my usual
Good
co-host
thing.
Johan was unavailable for this evening. But that's quite all
Mm,
right. Yes, it was. I'm not going to
but
be. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty convenient that you both can be referred to as Joe. That does make things easy.
true.
But nevertheless,
Yes.
I decided we'd go with this one here. And yeah, no, I'm stoked to have you there, man. This is a little bit of the end of year. I'm hoping to do some more of these shows in the following coming year. But I thought it'd be just a good chance to have a quick chat, have a bit of a show, see what's happening.
Mm, yeah. 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 Well, it has been something that you've been trying to wrangle me into for a little while, and I haven't intentionally tried to put it off. Just unfortunately, life hasn't made me available for it. But thankfully, tonight I had no excuses. So
Oh, well, that's good. That's
good
good.
to
I'm
be
glad I
here.
could find a night. Could
Good.
find a night with no excuses. Yeah. And what's you're looking forward to New Year's, man?
What was that?
You're looking forward to New Year's. You got anything plans?
No massive plans. If I get my own way, I'll be in bed by 9. But Sadie and Eli have both been in talks of trying to stay up till midnight. So
Oh, they're keen
somehow,
to.
I
Yeah.
don't think Amy and I are. I don't think Amy and I are going to be allowed to um, sleep the night through. So we
Oh
will
well.
see. We did offer a compromise of them getting off to bed and us getting off to bed and then setting an alarm for like 10 to midnight. But Sadie wasn't having it. She's convinced she's staying
Hey,
up. So we'll watch this space.
I, I definitely wouldn't be the type to suggest that just during the day on New Year's Eve, you just go around and adjust the clocks individually all forward 2 hours, and then just happen to say,
Ooh,
"Hey, midnight." I don't know why everybody else isn't celebrating, but midnight, it's 10 p.m.
yeah,
and you're like, "That's off to bed, guys." You could buy yourself an extra couple of hours. Is all I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah. That's a good idea. I just think we've probably shot ourselves in the foot with having Alexa on display because obviously
Oh,
that's a
right.
that's a online world clock. I like the theory. We might just Alexa might disappear tomorrow.
Yeah, fair enough. I had a funny conversation earlier with Mateo, and so he says to me,
Mm.
he's like, "Dad, what's the day before Christmas?" It's like the day before Christmas. He said, "Yeah." I was like, "What's it called?" I was like, "Christmas Eve." Yeah, that's right. I was like, "Yeah, well, we had Christmas Eve." And I was like, "Tomorrow's New Year's Eve," and he's like, "Yeah, New Year's Eve. That's the one. That's the one. I'm gonna eat s'mores all day New Year's Eve." And I'm like, It's to be honest, mate, that's not a bad way to see the year out. I'm kind of with you on this
That
one. It's a good plan.
I hear you. Mm. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
no.
great how their mind works. But yeah, so
Oh, it is.
apparently
It
that's what
is.
we're going to be doing is eating s'mores all day, New Year's Eve.
Excellent.
So
Do
roll
you
on
do your kids
2024.
do your kids pay you out much?
Oh, all the time, all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I you would have seen the story I put up, but obviously the other day it probably didn't help. I think I was coming off a night shift as well, but I was making dinner
Mm.
for the kids and I misheard Sadie saying what I thought was ass. It turned out what she actually said was grass. And so, I said, wait, what was that? I said grass. I was like, oh, sweet. Okay, never mind. She said, did you think I said a naughty word? I was like, yep, yep. She goes, oh, I know what naughty word you mean. And so, how do you how do you know what naughty word that is? And she goes, oh, Pera from school. She told me it. Yeah, she said her dad was being one. And I was like, ah, okay. Okay. Well, it's a good thing your dad isn't one, though, eh? And she goes, Dad, I'm sorry to say this, but sometimes you just are. And I was like, oh, is that right? Is that right? I mean, I couldn't really fault her because I asked the question and she gave a painfully honest answer.
Yep, but if there's nothing else, you can rely on kids for absolute brutal honesty. And yeah,
Mm, mm,
I
mm.
think yeah, Ollie said to me today that I should just stop telling jokes because nobody thinks I'm funny. What? It was just
Oh,
painful. It
oh,
was it was just a bit harsh,
mm,
to be
mm.
honest, mate. I'd say it was unnecessary,
Yeah,
but okay, that's your
I would
opinion. You're entitled
think
to your
so.
opinion.
Yeah, a beating might be in order.
Well, could be,
Um,
could be.
although al- although she did redeem herself today, when she asked Alexa to play, like unprompted, I didn't do anything to make this happen. She asked Alexa to play Weasel Stomping Day by Weird Al Yankovic.
Mhm.
So I feel like I must be doing something right,
Oh, yes.
that she knows Weird Al Yankovic and knows that it's worth listening to.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've got to introduce my kids to some Weird Al
Mm,
Yankovic. I don't think they've really experienced that. And yeah, no, this just no.
yeah,
You've pointed out another thing. I feel I'm failing as a parent here that they haven't been introduced to the brilliance. So no, I'm going to have to rectify this very soon.
yeah, yeah.
But
Agreed. Um,
no, actually, I'll tell you what. I come across this is a good example of uh, what it's like to get some brutal honesty from your kids. Here we go. Let's see if this will work. We can try video.
that
Um,
sounds good.
I feel like this is when I'm trying to show my kids something cool, and then
Yes.
the response to it all in one video. And this is pretty much what this is how it goes. I feel like it's like, hey kids, watch this. Yep. Your dad still got it right there.
I didn't see it. I think there might have been some
Oh
technical
no, then
difficulties my end.
nah, it's probably the video. Well, that's unfortunate.
That's
It was just a guy
never
having an
mind.
accident while skiing down the hill, tries to do a trick. Ah, all right.
Ah,
We're gonna blame this on StreamYard. It's yeah, definitely not the internet connection at my house. Maybe.
yep,
Anyway,
yep.
we'll try and correct that. So yeah, there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of conflicts, and I came across this
Mm,
conflict over the last couple of days that just caught my attention, and this is a slightly less serious one. And I think if anything, if we're going to get into conflicts at the moment, less serious ones is at least an improvement. So I came across this.
agreed.
So one of the controversies over the last year. Has it been the year? I'm losing track of time, so you'll have to excuse me if it's
I
been longer
think
than
it. I
that. Okay,
think it was. I think it was the beginning of this year.
I think it was beginning of this year. It seems to come. Okay, so you know where I'm going with this
Yeah.
is they had the old Bud Light controversy,
Um.
um, which is Bud Light. They put Dylan Mulvaney as a spokesperson, and a lot of Bud Light drinkers were like, you know what, I'm not really into it. I'm just gonna buy something else.
Mm,
And I kind of thought it was funny. I I put it to there was a movie, I think it was a superhero movie from within the last couple of years came out from Disney, and there was this brilliant
mm,
article, like, it was just side by side 2 articles within a couple of weeks of each other, and the first one, 'cause it
yeah.
wasn't the Marvels, but it was a different one, and it was 3 female leads, and it's like, "Attention men, this movie isn't for you." Okay, so that's the article. It's like, okay, so you've got this female-based superhero movie, like, cool, good,
Yeah.
no worries, that's cool. And then, like, the
Mm.
same exact publication, like 2 weeks later, article about the same movie. Why aren't men going to see this movie? And it's like, well, you because you said it wasn't for us. And it's like you wanted to make a female superhero movie. That's cool. Why aren't the
Mm.
women going to see it? It's like, what do you want? If you want to make a female, just don't count on the guys coming along to see it if it wasn't for them. And that's kind of what I felt like
Yep.
what happened with Bud Light. Like for normal people, there were people who went crazy about it, no doubts. But for normal people, it's like, okay, you wanted to make this like all this inclusive, and put a trans guy on the can. It's like, I'm just not here for it. Hey, it's just a beer. I'll drink something
Mm.
else. Okay. Anyway,
Yes.
and that's a bit of a pre leading into this, okay? Now, in amongst this controversy, because they cost Bud Light a whole bunch of money, ridiculous, hundreds of millions of dollars in lost sales that year. It just about ruined
Mm.
the company, which is like just an impressive feat in its own. But
Yeah.
out of kind of amidst of that, this guy came out and he started ultra right beer, which was a bit of a grift. It was just like, hey, look, if you don't like this beer, how about this ultra right beer? It was for kind of Republican conservative voters who are like not upset about this. Like, this isn't what I drink. I wanted something a little bit different, and
Mm.
and so this guy put it out there as a conservative beer for everybody. It was a bit more expensive because it was the one guy organizing it and he had to send it out and stuff like that. But it was actually successful. People actually liked it. I think they just enjoyed the grift.
Mm.
I didn't really care about the politics of my beer until you made me care. And so
Yes.
now I'm going to go hard the other way. I think that was what it was. And it's like, okay, I kind of thought that was a funny grift in any way. And apparently the guy's been
Mm.
successful. So good enough. Like, if you find something you can be successful at in business and it's kind of a joke and a laugh and a grift, I think good on you. Well done. Like, absolutely.
Exactly.
Especially if there's a major corporation who's like kind of going against what they know full well their customers are going to want from their beer. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, sure, why not? Anyway, so since that beer's come out, he also supports he does support a few political organizations, political, I suppose movements, like you could say. And one of them is there's a few sports personalities. Riley Gaines, I believe, is one who's kind of pushing against
Mm.
biological males being in female sports, just saying it's not fair that they do have a biological advantages and it shouldn't be allowed. It puts women at a disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he came out with, well, he's a conservative beer, so he's going to do a conservative beer calendar and do that as a promotion for this, and all the proceeds are going to go to that movement. Okay, and this
Yeah.
this has just brought about this controversy, and it's just kind of it has me scratching my head what to think. Okay. So I'll show you.
Mm.
Let me see if I can bring this up now. Hopefully this video will work. So this is one of the calendars here. It's by a woman named Josie, the red-haired libertarian. I'll see if I can. Okay, so you can see some of them. It is. Let's see if I can see that. Make that full size there. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
but like all in all, it's a pretty tame picture. Really, she's in the kitchen. She's wearing a dress and cooking. Like, I don't think there's anything too
Yes.
bad there about that. Like I said, some of it's a little bit more
No.
provocative, a little bit more revealing, and I can understand why people may not be their thing. But anyway,
Yes.
but the absolute response to this is just astounding here. Okay, so
Mm.
I'll start off with this one here. Okay, Riley. So this is obviously talking about Riley Gaines, who was a sports. I believe she's a swimmer, and I could have that wrong, but I think she's a swimmer. And she said, Riley, we
Mm.
love that you stood up for young girls who don't want men oogling them in the locker room while they get undressed. Now, please get undressed so conservative dads can oogle you. This literally happened. And it's like, okay, I can kind of understand like why you might feel that way. I don't know if it's quite true,
Mm.
but okay, yeah, all right. I do like
Mm.
also, you can see who can reply. So she's made this statement out like this literally happened, but then has limited. It's like only people who can reply who actually already agree with me can reply to this. And then she goes one bit further. Everyone involved in this marketing disaster should be Bud Lighted immediately. So it's like, I just found this funny. It's like, I don't agree with you, therefore you have to be stopped. And it's like,
Yes.
I don't know if this is an improvement, guys. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
I do think this one here, Julie Jones, came back with something a bit more reasonable. She's like, "Are you jealous? She's absolutely gorgeous. Nothing wrong with this at all. Nothing wrong with making a calendar in a bikini. What's wrong with people who make it out to be something it's not for sinister reasons?" And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of agree.
I
Like, if
think
you don't like it, don't buy the calendar." It's basically
it's a
my
it's a reasonable perspective, and I think the background is different. Like, I don't think you can. It's not comparing apples with apples, saying that exposing yourself on that calendar is exactly the same as being in a locker room with a biological man.
no,
Whipping
I
his
don't. I
tackle
don't
out
think
and
that part's
getting
a fair
dressed in front of
comparison.
him.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. And like, I also feel it's like, like the thing with Bud Light was like, we didn't like it, so we're not going to buy, your
mm,
beer. And now they're saying,
yes.
well, I don't like this, so nobody should buy it. It's like, no, that
Yeah.
wasn't quite where we went with this. I don't think this is the movement. We kind of had something there, yeah, and
Mm,
yeah. I think there is something about
yeah.
like Christian conservative people who just like they have to have everything, you have to align with them 100% or otherwise you can't at all. And it's like, well, hold on, there's a
Yeah.
middle ground there. There are people who agree with you on a lot that you could work with on individual issues. And I
Yeah.
think this is one of them.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's just astounds me and shoots. Okay, and then we've got this one here. This is Pearl Davis. Have you heard of Pearl Davis at all?
I have not had the pleasure.
Okay,
Oh, actually,
she's a
no, actually, sorry. Pearl, does she run the YouTube show like Pearl?
yeah, Pearly Things. Yeah.
Right. I think I've seen
Pearl
some
or
of her
Pearly Things.
videos.
Yes, and she's like, I am sure that this woman, like, she's 100% a grift, but I'm sure she's actually has a literal dude behind the scenes telling her everything to say. I'm like, because I've seen her in interviews. I don't think she genuinely believes anything she says. I think there's just a guy who went to her and said, "Look, I'll make you famous. You're just going to say controversial
Yes.
things, and I'll tell you what to say." And she's gone along with it. I can't prove
Right.
this, just from what I've
Yeah.
seen, this is what I think. Okay, so it's interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so this is talking about, okay, another picture there on there. I don't know who this woman here is. Okay, once again, I think this
Right.
is relatively tame. But
Yeah.
then this is okay, today I okay, so
Compared with
today I'm a softcore
the
porn
cover,
star
sure.
because
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Oh, okay. The most disturbing part about this entire okay, yeah, she apparently is accused of being a softcore porn star because of this pic below is an encounter. Like once again, it's like I don't think there's anything really that sinister or wrong with that calendar. Like it's pretty mild. It's pretty mild, guys. And it's like the most disturbing part of this entire
Yeah.
tragedy. A 7-year-old took this picture of me, and then I took a pic of her doing the same pose. Um, and it's
Hmm.
it's interesting because she brought up her daughter, not me. Yet now everyone is implying it's appropriate for her to threaten me because I pointed out it's not appropriate to teach your daughter to prose like a 304. So 304 is a code for a hoe. Like she's calling her a hoe. And
Ah.
then I'm like, you want to use your daughter for sympathy thoughts to win an argument, but I'm gonna it's it just this the whole thing is crazy, eh? It's like I don't know how you got there. It's like
Yeah.
you messed this one up and now you're just attacking, people who agree with you. And it just
Mm.
blows my mind.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. It is something about
Mm.
yeah, it seems to be Christian conservatives. Like you have to like. I'm not saying all of them because like I think I pretty
No.
much am one really. Um, but they're kind of like, oh yeah, I have to agree with you 100% on everything, otherwise, we can't align on anything. And it's like, you know,
Yeah.
just don't buy the calendar if you don't like it.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is you sort of have with some Christian conservatives have a very brick-like orientation in their faith, and so and they kind of see everything about their faith is kind of built as bricks, or things that we unilaterally agree on, and if one of those bricks is questioned, or the things that they're built on, well, you can't really move that out because the whole thing collapses. But it's not that's kind of a fault in the building and the way you've put it together, as opposed to I don't know, some things just require a bit more flexibility, and
Yeah,
a bit of
yeah.
nuance, as opposed to just yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, they're attacking people who agree with them on so much, and it's like it's just an easy one. It's like, okay, you don't
yes,
agree with them on this issue. It could be like, okay, guys, I'm not with you on this one, but I hope you do all right, and everything else you're doing. It seemed like an easy win there, and it's like
yep,
you can't do that. You have to, you have to go out there and not just start an argument. You have to go all in and win the argument.
exactly. But I
Yeah.
mean, some people, I suppose, they just spend their lives looking for the next argument,
Oh yeah, that's
really,
100% true.
and the next way in which they can the next way in which they can be right,
Mm.
um, and be justified in their own opinions and that sort of thing. So yeah,
Mm. Yeah, and that's like people talk about
yeah,
culture war and things like that. And it's like for me, I think like culture war is basically a war on cooperation. It's like, when people who, believe
mm,
completely different things can work together and cooperate together in spite of those differences. And now we've got like these culture wars going on
yeah,
and making that impossible, and each side is blaming each other for why they can no longer work together. And it's like,
yeah,
and this,
yeah.
and it's not just a left right thing.
But
It can
but the
be on your own side of the political spectrum as well.
yeah, because you want to what you want to say is, but you're on the same side.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, you didn't like this
Yeah,
particular play. It's like, okay, you've still got the whole rest of the game though.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We're all working towards the same thing here.
Mm, absolutely. So anyway,
Mm,
yeah, I thought it was a funny one. I don't have too much else to talk to tonight,
that is
but
a fun.
I thought it was a good wee subject to touch on, and we might actually leave it there for tonight. But thank you very much for joining us, man, and
Sounds
for
good.
having a quick chat. It was good fun.
I am happy to be here, and I look forward to doing it again sometime
Yeah,
when you need a
absolutely, man. We'll
replacement
be
Joe.
doing yeah, we're doing plenty more shows next year. So yeah, it'll be absolutely awesome to have you on for another one. And thank you thank you to everyone for watching. Please leave a like and a comment if you thought anything, have any thoughts on this. I'll bring it up in the next show. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later, guys. Bye bye.
See ya.